cat reunited with its owner seems like a pretty typical story.
Yeah, unless the cat is an African serval who clawed through a screen window and escaped into a peaceful Phoenix neighborhood. Bagheera even got the attention of news stations in Arizona. The good news, the African servals are legal to own in that state. The bad news is neighbors don't care when a cat that looks more like a leopard is roaming the streets lost and scared.
Yeah, well, neighbors don't have to worry. Bagheera was reunited with its owner after being found in a neighbor's backyard. At one point, the cat was spotted on a Ring camera. Vets say the cat was hungry, even though neighbors were feeding her.
Yeah, well, neighbors were probably feeding her a normal appetite, like for a normal domestic cat, and not a serval. But the cat's owner, Crystal Baroga, says she's going to give the neighbor that found the kitty a gift basket for finding her beloved cat.
That woman is from here and was visiting the Phoenix area, and that's when the cat got out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry about that. From Vegas, we're sorry.